I'm Gabriel, and I'm building a personalized fitness app designed to make getting and staying in shape completely straightforward. The app is going to utilize AI to adapt workouts to the daily variations of one's physiological state, as well as adjust workouts based on longer term trends to prevent over and under training. The biggest problem I've seen surrounding the fitness space, especially in the online community, is a lack of motivation and consistency. My app is going to not only use techniques like gamification, streaks, reminders, and community support, but there are also two other features that I think are going to be incredibly effective. For one, there's going to be an optional feature for all users to where they can put in their own reasons for why they're going to be trying to get into shape, whether it can be that they get to play with their kids or they can go hiking with their family without getting out of breath and having to stop. And it could even just be that they want to have less pain when moving around. So I think that by putting that into the app, they'll type it in and then the app will customize reminders for them to keep them motivated and keep them on track through personalized requests, which is something that's often missed when you don't have human to human contact. And then the other super interesting feature is going to be the launch program that I'm going to start with, which is going to be a $60 6-week win your money back challenge, where if people attend all their workouts, which will be 3 to 6 times a week, depending on which program they decide to choose, and they watch a few educational videos on things like nutrition and how to work out safely and how to stretch safely, all those types of things, then they will get their money back at the end. So those are the most important features for staying consistent and trying to alleviate some of these major issues with the online space. Also, something that I didn't mention earlier, I will be putting out a video very soon about how I'm going to make that $60 6-week win your money back challenge profitable. I'm going to talk about some of the things that I'm going to try and do to keep customers, how I can actually use that program to help advertise it better. I'll even have people in the program, like I think having them post something will be part of the requirements for getting their money back. But I will have a video going into depth on that whole business strategy side of it coming up soon. Getting back into the features of the app, we are going to track everything. We're going to have graphs and charts and stuff where people can see, like, okay, here's how much weight you did this time. Here's how much your weight and reps have improved over the course of this month, over the course of how long you've been with the app, all that type of stuff. And then another really interesting feature is we're basically going to have, like, essentially it's going to be like a personal trainer as you go through your workouts. So it's going to be like a screen, and there's going to be the exercise you're doing up top, and then in the middle we're going to have our mascot. And the mascot, like, he's going to be saying, okay, if you're going to do a bench press, he's going to be doing a bench press, and he's going to be showing form. He'll have like little instructions below on everything that you should do, certain cues that are very useful to keep proper form and all of that. And then at the bottom, it'll just have the weight that you're supposed to use and the number of reps you're aiming for. And then once you're done, we're going to use two potential features. So it's either going to be reps in reserve, or it is going to be rate of perceived exertion to determine how hard the set was for someone. So reps in reserve is just someone estimating how many more reps they could have done after they finished, and perceived rate of exertion is very similar. It's just how hard they thought they had to push to finish the set. We're going to use these metrics to prevent over and under training. We're going to make sure that people are getting close enough to failure to where they are seeing real progress, to where they really have to push, to where they get enough stimulus to their muscles. But we also don't want them to overtrain, because if you go to failure on every single set and you do that 6 days in a row, obviously you aren't going to be lifting every day. You're going to be doing running and all that type of stuff. But you understand the point that if you train to failure too often, or if you overexert yourself, it's going to actually lead to a decline in your progress over time. So we're going to use these two metrics primarily to avoid that happening. And it can also be used on a day-to-day basis just to adjust, like, okay, you need to go up 5 pounds here, you need to go down 5 pounds, just based on if you're tired that day or if you slept really well and you've got a whole bunch of energy, it can make those adjustments. That was pretty much all that I had for this video. It was meant to just be an introduction, show you what some of the features are going to be, just try and give you an understanding of where my head's at, what I'm thinking for this app. In the next video, I'm going to walk through my design plan. It's going to break down all the stuff that I'm going to be working on for the next few months. And then after that, I will post something about my business plan. And then after that, it'll probably just be week by week updates of the progress I've made in the design phase and any new thoughts that I've had just concerning the project overall. So thank you very much for watching. I'm excited to continue doing this.